Hello and welcome, my dearest buddy. Destiny does not knock. It makes a call. And right now, it's drawing you back to something precious, something you nearly forgot while enduring the cacophony. You aren't watching by chance. You are responding to God's call. People won't say it out loud, but behind closed doors, they recognize that your weight, the quick looks, the new carefulness, and the neat stories they used to tell about you no longer fit. And it gets them agitated. They misjudged you once, and the cost exceeded their expectations. They now measure every statement, grin, and movement. Because standing next to you is not casual, it is responsible. You did not ask for any of this. You choose integrity. When it was unpopular, you kept your peace. You kept your hands clean even though making noise would have been easy. When pettiness demanded attention and heaven recorded it, your forbearance was not weakness. It demonstrated that you could be trusted with more. Here's the fundamental revelation. You aren't competing for respect anymore. The dispute is ended. Respect is already on the table, nestled behind jealousy, disguised by jokes, and masked behind false indifference. That's why some individuals fail to look you in the eyes, while others over-explain themselves. Your presence communicates the truth before anybody else. You are a mirror that clarifies rather than flatters, and clarity always results in a decision point. People take either a step up or a step back. No in between. Consider how a smoke alarm operates in a peaceful environment. It doesn't shout because it is dramatic. It goes off when something significant is happening. That's how your energy operates. It announces what cannot be ignored. Some are thankful. When you step in, they feel safer, steadier, and clearer, while others become upset since faking is impossible around you. This is why reckless access to you results in consequences, not punishment. Consequence. When someone handles a rare presence as if it were commonplace, possibilities that should have flourished abruptly vanish, and plans that appear to be on track begin to unravel. Sleep becomes scarce, not because you wished it upon them, but because misusing a blessing always creates its own storm. You have seen both designs. Those who honored you without control, or hidden terms noticed doors opening and tensions relaxing. Those who experimented with what was sacrosanct are realizing that the ground underneath them no longer holds up as it once did. There is a reason you are more than just a person. They are aware that you are an assignment for which they are responsible. Let's shift the focus back to you. Maybe you've wondered, why can't I just be invisible for a change? Why does it seem like my existence is a signal? Because you are not designed for concealment. Your frequency was never intended to fade into the background of the planet. Your life has left an indelible mark. You've been refined, and refining leaves a dazzling exterior and a strong backbone beneath. You also learned an important distinction. You are not chilly. You're careful. Those who confuse distance with ego are not accustomed to stewardship. When you've held something completely and witnessed it being mismanaged, you stop passing it around like confetti. That is not bitterness. That is wisdom. From now on, access to you is granted, not assumed. You don't have to be a gatekeeper to feel powerful. You curate proximal T because you have finally realized what your presence activates. You've seen the copycats who seek your radiance but not your progress. You've met performers who use your language but not your discipline. Let them keep the costume. You will maintain the crown that you have won throughout time. You are living proof that true power does not require theatrics. It anchors the room and hence keeps it in place. It does not hasten to fill silences. It allows truth to perform its work. It does not retaliate. It is grounded on the knowledge that heaven has already judged in your favor. Imagine holding a museum-quality relic in white-gloved hands. The curator does not toss it among people or pass it down a packed aisle. Not because the object is fragile, but because it represents history, worth, and responsibility. That's you, unbreakable, priceless and priceless. Things educate people on how to approach others. Allow this truth to sink in like rainwater. You have nothing more to prove. The proof is in what happens to people when they are with those who are ready for growth. Those who are committed to performance disintegrate. In any case, your assignment remains valid. Breathe. You aren't too much. You are right on time. Some people are understanding too late that they mistreated someone. God was protecting their repeating moments, conversations, decisions, and experiencing the weight of what they touched and did not treasure. Because being close to a chosen one was never casual. It was covenant and covenant. Broken has repercussions. You were never merely a character in their tale. You were the heavenly checkpoint designed to reroute them. But instead of realizing that they were attempting to rewrite you into something tiny enough to manage, they failed to comprehend that when they mistreated you, they were not just crossing you. They clashed with the blanket above you, and the covering always prevails. That explains why you've been seeing unusual reversals recently. You are now smashing doors that you previously smashed. The talk they began has evolved into the stillness that comes after conviction. The same mouths that dismissed you are experiencing what it's like when heaven closes its mouth on their behalf. It's not vengeance, it's repair. The equilibrium is being restored to the field. Because when God mocks someone, he watches who touches them. You've been carrying a silent protection, the type that doesn't need to be announced, but nevertheless affects results. That's why plots fail. That is why lies disintegrate. That's why those who underestimated you now act as if they're walking on glass. They've realized that mishandling you costs more than simply comfort. It pays to align. However, while others are learning, you are progressing quietly, effortlessly, and without guilt. The time for proving is over. You're entering a phase in which evidence speaks for you. Your forbearance will have a greater impact than any charge. God is about to utilize your calmness as confirmation. You see, your strength was never a loud one. It was the sort that could withstand storms. You didn't just survive. Your survival reshaped the narrative. And now, the prize for your perseverance is emerging in real time. You've progressed from struggling for visibility. You've entered a place where heaven itself magnifies your name. That's why they sense you before they see you. That's why rooms change before you talk. It's because you've become a live symbol of divine timing. Let me say it another way. When you enter a place, truth stands up straighter. The imposter cannot be equally convincing. The genuine person feels relieved. You are the atmosphere's accountability, and it is what makes you dangerous to the unhealed. You don't reveal them only to shame them. You expose them because light always reveals what is hidden. And those who genuinely want to progress will consider your presence as a blessing, not a threat. This is where your tale transforms from misunderstood to unmistakable. You're entering the season of recognition, but not in the superficial sense. It is not applause. It's an acknowledgement. The same people who mistook your silence for weakness will one day see it as wisdom, and they will know the truth. You didn't remain mute because you had nothing to say. You remained silent because heaven was still rewriting the script. The edit is now complete. The final version of your tale is going to be published in front of the same eyes that derided the draft. So do not shrink. Don't second guess. The next chapter does not require defense. It demands presence. You only need to maintain your current alignment. This is not a preview of what's to come. It is the moment itself. You can sense the weight of everything coming into balance. Names are cleared and doors unlock quietly. Heaven is not announcing anything new. It is merely eliminating what previously obscured the truth. What is happening now is not the start of your reward. It demonstrates that perseverance never ceases. You're going to see people recall something they forgot. You were picked not for attention, but for assignment. That your temperance was the reason heaven trusted you to provide outcomes. That whatever you lost did not go. It was transferred to the version of you that could now hold it without breaking. So consider this as confirmation. God is cleaning your name without you having to say anything. The respect you were denied is going to be doubled. Because of your increased authority, the doors that previously disregarded you will now open automatically. You do not have to run after what is yours. It already knows your coordinates. It is finding you as we speak. Because fate does not knock. It calls you.